Today I'm going to make paper pork. It's such a good recipe. So we're going to use a pork butt, what many call it, or it's a pork shoulder as well. Now this is the easiest thing in the world. This is like the 4th time I've made it. It's so easy and it's so good. You know, put it in the oven before you go to bed. Wake up the next morning, you take it out. Now it is actually so much time per pound, and that's included in the recipe. But let's get started on Darlene's table. So we'll start with 3 layers of heavy duty aluminum foil, 4 foot long. Next, we'll put 2 layers of natural parchment paper. I found this on Amazon. It's the only place I can find it, the brown. You may have it in your store. But 2 layers of this. So 2 layers of the brown parchment and 3 layers of heavy-duty aluminum foil. And we're ready to season our meat. So I used my favorite already pre-made one. You can use the one that's included in the recipe or your favorite rub. And then after that, I rubbed brown sugar over the entire roast. And now we're ready to wrap. We'll start with the parchment. Wrap it as tight as you can. And after rolling it in one sheet, you're going to turn it in the opposite direction. Fold those ends up and start with the next layer of parchment. This is so easy. I love it. Put my roast in the oven, go to bed, do what I want to do, get it out of the oven the next morning. All right, now the first layer of foil. This is a heavy duty foil. And we'll do the same thing. Once I've wrapped it in the one sheet, I will turn it in the opposite direction. Fold the foil up. All right, now the next layer. This is about the 3rd time or 4th time I've made this. It is so good. You know, you can use half of it as a roast. You can do pulled pork with the other half, which is exactly what we're going to do when it's ready tomorrow. Isn't that simple? Man, I'm glad I found this recipe. I saw it, it was a Chef John recipe. So here we go. Ready to put it in my foil lined pan, just in case there's leakage. And into the oven at 225 degrees. This one is going in for 16.5 hours. So it's 4:30, almost 4:30 p.m. And I will take it out of the oven at 9 a.m. So here we go, next day. This was a 9.5 pound pork shoulder, pork butt. It spent 16.5 hours in the oven overnight at 225 degrees. I put it in the oven at 4:30 and took it out at 9 o'clock this morning. Now,
4:30 yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday afternoon. That's right. And after wrapping it up, I'm not sure which side is up or down, the fatty side or the other one. So I have 3 layers of the foil. This beautiful roast. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'll use half to make pulled pork and the other half as a roast for lunch today. It'll just fall apart. It is so juicy and tender. See how easy it slices? It was absolutely delicious. And I just love the part of going to bed, waking up the next morning, and it's ready. My husband is going to do the shredding. He's much better at it than I am. Now afterwards, We like to add some barbecue sauce. Not real heavy, because you can always put more on if you want. But we do add some barbecue sauce to the meat on the pulled pork. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? Paper pork. For the purists out there who may scoff at this recipe, I understand. You just can't beat a slow-cooked pork butt from a wood-fired pit. But for those of us who don't have a pit and don't have the time to tend a pit for 10 to 15 hours, this recipe works for us. And let's say the weather outside is frightful, like the song says, but you have a hankering for some pulled pork. Well, here you go. The only downside is you have to do a little math, but that's why they invented the calculator. Other than that, there's no downside. This pork is so tender and so delicious and so easy. I hope you will try it soon and then tell me what you think. Well, that's it for this video, and we are on to another one coming soon. And as always, you can find this recipe along with others on my website, darlenestable.com. They'll also include a printable recipe. If you like this video, please hit the like button. That really helps my channel when you do that. Also, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. That way, you can keep up with what's going on Darlene's Table.